Melissa there. So good to have you here with us on this episode of 2 Minute Moves TV, where you will discover the little things that you can do that make a big difference to the way that you feel and live your life. I'm Lizzie Williamson, and next to me is someone who is killing it in the wellness world. She attracts the biggest names in the health and wellness industry for her podcast, is a bestseller author of Mastering Your Mean Girl, Open Wide, and if you have read her blog, which she sends to a community of a lot of people, have watched her videos or seen her up on stage speaking, you will know that she is a straight shooter, is so passionate about helping people find self-love, and I think it's safe to say has probably the biggest and the best smile on the planet.
Oh my, you can talk!
Melissa Ambrosini, thank you for having me over.
Thank you so much. Welcome. And look at this smile. Are you serious?
Well, yeah, it's quite big. It's hard to beat the size of these teeth, but there you go. So I think someone might look at you sitting here in front of me, beautiful, slim, radiating this health and happiness, and think, easy for you. You wouldn't have struggled with body image, with body hate, with food, exercise, relationships, and yet you have had your body demons, you have had your internal struggles, and probably still do, because we all do, right? The majority of us do. So you wrote about, in Mastering Mean Girl, this time in your life, and you talked about exercise and how it was like you were coming at it from a place of fear and panic, and this image that you had in your head, the forefront of your mind, of this Victoria's Secret model's body. Can you tell us about that time? Like, what was going on there?
I was in a really dark place within myself at that time. I was dealing with panic attacks, anxiety and depression, and an eating disorder. And it was a very challenging time, really challenging. And I was not nourishing my body. I had no idea how to nourish my body. And everything I did was from that place of fear. It was, I'm not good enough, I'm not skinny enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'll never make this, I'll never get this. Like, it was always from that place of lack, because I was in a dark place within myself. I didn't know that there was another way. I didn't know that you can move your body from a place of love. I didn't know that. No one told me that in school.
No, exactly.
Like, no one told me that. Like, I grew up looking at these magazines and these models on TV and these actresses and just aspiring to be like that. And very young, you know, being in the performing arts world, you know, it's very much about what you look like. And you go to auditions and castings and you get told, no, you're too big, you're too small, your eyes are too close together, they're too far apart, your hair's not the right color, your skin color's not the right color. And over time, that starts to eat away at your soul. It really does. No matter how much personal development work you've done, and at this point in my life I'd done none, it really ate away at my soul. And I went to the Moulin Rouge, this Rouge in Paris, when I was a dancer, and that was when it really went downhill for me. And I'm not blaming the Moulin Rouge, it was because of the state that I was in at that time in my life. But, you know, I was witnessing all of these beautiful women calling themselves fat and ugly and pinching the non-existent cellulite on their thighs, and it planted these seeds of doubt in my mind. And I just spiraled downward from there and went into a deep, dark depression, which I was medicated for, and was experiencing anxiety and panic attacks, and then wasn't sleeping, so I was on sleeping tablets. It was a mess, and I was so unhappy and so unwell, and I didn't know how to get out of it. And then I learned that you have two choices, love or fear, in every moment, from the way you eat, the way you exercise. Are you exercising from a place of love because you love your freaking beautiful temple that you've been given? Or are you exercising out of fear because you overate last night and you want to punish your body? That's what I used to do. I punished my body, and that's the language that I would use. You know, I'm going to flog my body, I'm going to punish my body, or I'm going to starve myself, or I'm going to make myself sick. And it was a really horrible place to be in. And I'm so glad I have moved through it. And of course, like, I have inner mean girl stuff still pop up. I mean, I'm not enlightened. If I was, I would be levitating out of this body. And I'm not. I'm still here on Earth in this Earth suit, which means that I still have more to learn. But I have learned how to master her. Like you learn how to master the piano, it's a practice. A daily practice. Every day I practice mastering my mean girl. Every day. Whenever those fear-based limiting thoughts come up, I master her and I choose not to believe them anymore. Yeah.
So when you say that you realized that you had a choice, love and fear, like what was that a moment? Like you said, no one has taught you that. No one teaches us that. So how the hell did you learn that?
The hard way. The hard way, unfortunately. And as anyone who's read Mastering Your Mean Girl will know, that I ended up in hospital. That was my wake-up call to get on my path and to learn my lesson. And I'm so grateful that I was 24 when it happened. When I got my wake-up call, I was 24, and I'm so glad, because some people get it a lot later in life, and some people don't get it at all. And I'm just so grateful that it happened early, because it's put me on my path that I'm on now. Even though it was so challenging, I'm just so grateful. And so I ended up in hospital, very unwell and very unhappy. My entire immune system shut down. I had a whole host of autoimmune and health issues, adrenal fatigue. You can read about that in the book. But not only was I physically unwell, I was mentally, not doing very well. And I had a couple of friends that sent me a little box of goodies into the hospital, because I was in Brisbane with my mum and dad. And in this box, there was Louise Hay's You Can Heal Your Life.
Oh, wow.
And that book changed my life. And do you know what's so beautiful is that people come up to me, and because I share that story in Mastering Your Mean Girl, people come up to me and they say, your book is my Louise Hay's You Can Heal Your Life. And
Wow.
I'm like, yay, it's so good.
Yeah, because there's times in your life, isn't there, that the right message comes along at the right time, and you get to actually not only read it, but take action from it, so that it does change your life.
Totally. And this is the thing, the teacher appears when the student is ready. And no matter where you are in your journey, the right teachers will come in and support you, whether that's an actual physical teacher or a book or a program. The teachers are there, or it's Lizzie and her workouts, the teacher will show up when you are ready. Because I've also had people say, I bought your book and it sat there for a little while and until I was ready, and then I picked it up and I was like, oh my God, why didn't I pick this up earlier? But they weren't ready, so it's always divine timing.
So you left that hospital, and what were some of the first little things you do? You talk about the practice of it. Like, what are the practices that you know have really made this big difference?
Definitely mastering this. It is the best life tool that you can have, because so many of us live in our head. So many of us let that inner mean girl tell us that we're not good enough, we're not pretty enough, we're not skinny enough, we'll never meet the guy, we'll never get out of debt. Everyone can relate to that voice, right? And we let that voice, our inner mean girl, sit in the driver's seat of our life. But it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be like that. Our truth is love, and our truth is not to let her in the driver's seat. So I learned how to master her, and I created a 3-step process that I write about in the book and that I teach, in all of my seminars and all of my coaching and mentoring. And it's a very easy 3-step process. And the first step is awareness, becoming aware of those thoughts. That's the first step, because a lot of us don't even know what's us and what's the inner mean girl.
Yeah, we just think, oh, that's the thought, that's the truth.
That's the truth. When it's not the truth. Yeah. It's not the truth. So awareness is absolute key. So I get everyone to write it down. My mean girl is currently telling me I'll never lose the weight. Well, my mean girl is currently telling me that I'll never get out of debt. My mean girl is currently telling me I'll never meet the guy. Whatever it is. Whatever is your thing that's going round and round and round and round in your head. First step, awareness. Second step is we gently close the door on that thought. So when she comes knocking on your mental door to say, you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not skinny enough, whatever, instead of inviting that thought in, letting it come and sleep over in your bed, you wear your clothes, eat your food, hang out in your house, you say thank you but no thank you, I'm not interested. Like, visualize it like an annoying salesperson. Like, think of like an annoying salesperson who comes knocking on your front door, and they like want to give you their spiel on Tupperware or whatever it is, and you're like, thanks but no thanks.
Yes,
like,
I love that image.
Like I don't have 45 minutes to sit here and listen to your spiel around Tupperware. I think you're amazing, but no thank you. That's what we've got to do. We say thank you but no thank you.
So why do you have to do that? Why wouldn't you slam the door on your mean girl? Why? Because I love that image of just gently closing the door. What do you think that's about?
Because it's not about fighting, it's not about resistance. It's not about killing or smashing the ego. The inner mean girl is just another word for ego. Or you can call it your inner critic, whatever you want. You can call it Mary, whatever. But it's not about, there's a couple of spiritual leaders and teachers that talk about killing the ego and fighting the ego. It's not about that. The ego can sometimes help you out of dangerous situations. Like your mind can sometimes really help you, but a majority of the time it doesn't. A majority of the time it's saying you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not skinny enough, you'll never meet the guy, you'll never get out of debt. So it's not about slamming the door, it's about saying thank you but no thank you, I'm not interested today. And the third step is we choose love instead. So we get out of here, we get back into here, fear, love, and we choose love instead. We only ever have two choices, love or fear. That's it. So the 3 steps goes awareness, gently close the door, choose love instead. It's a very simple process, but as women, we have 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. So you may be doing that 60 to 80,000 times. Men have only 40,000.
And they're probably not so hard on themselves.
You know what? Well, they only have half as many inner critic thoughts that we do. So they don't have to work as hard as we do. It's like a muscle. The more you practice mastering your mean girl, the stronger that muscle is going to get. It's like doing your squats. You do squats every day, you're gonna get a tight booty. You do abs every day, you're gonna get nice flat tummy. It's a muscle, and mastering your mean girl is a muscle that needs to be practiced every day.
So when you talk about love or fear, so you used to exercise out of fear and now you exercise out of love. What's the difference? How is the result different from coming at it in such a different way?
Well, one, it's where the place that it's coming from. So I now exercise because I love my body and I love the way it makes me feel. I move my body because I want to be strong and healthy and flexible until I'm 120. I want to be really flexible and vital. I do not subscribe to as you get older this starts to happen with your health. I don't subscribe to that. Like my parents said the other day, I had to get glasses. That's just what happens when you get old. And I was like, well, if that's what you believe, then yes, that's what will happen. Or someone else said to me, I've got a sore back. That's just what happens when you get old. I was like, that's not my reality, and that's not the paradigm that I want to subscribe to. I want to be doing back bends and handstands when I'm 120.
And so you could be.
Totally. And like for me now, it's just about how can I move my body because I love the way it makes me feel. What can I do to bring fun and play and joy into movement? Because movement is so vital. It's so vital, as you know. But you've got to be having fun. You've got to be, that's why I love your stuff. It's like, it's fun, it's playful, it's lighthearted. You know, I do yoga, I walk, I do a couple of classes of F45 a week. So I do my squats and my lunges. I dance. You know, for me, it's all coming from that place of love, which feels very different to fear, which is like, oh, I've got to exercise because I ate too much chocolate brownie last night, or I feel fat. Like, it's not how, I don't speak to myself like that anymore. It's like, I want to move my body because my motivation is to be doing back bends at 120. I want to be vital. I want to be flexible. I want to be strong. And for me, like, I've had this niggling little lower back thing for a while. And I realized it was because of not stretching. Like, I used to be a dancer.
Yeah.
And got so into F45 and walking. And then I was like, oh, hang on, I forgot about the stretching component. Forgot about how important that is. And since I've been doing my yoga and my stretching again, lower back's gone.
Yeah.
Like, completely fine.
So are you integrating a bit of stretching into your day, or you go to a class? What
I just do it at home. I literally, there's an amazing app called Down Dog. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's an amazing app. It's a yoga app, and I do it so you can pick what level you want. Like beginner, intermediate, advanced, and there's like beginner 1, beginner 2, intermediate 1, intermediate 2, all these different things, restorative, yin. So you pick your level, and then you pick how long you want to go for.
Yeah.
So I just do 15 minutes.
Love it.
And then and then you can pick like back bends or hip openers or hamstring, like you can pick a theme. So I always do similar, like I love hip openers. So for me, that's glute, like I'm the tightest in my hip flexors and my glutes.
Yeah.
And my lower back. So I pick that and I do 15 minutes, and I usually do like intermediate 1 because I'm not about pushing and flogging my body. I don't have to be the longest person holding a headstand in a yoga class anymore. Like, I don't care. I don't have to be the person doing 4 back bends. I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it's all intuitive. I listen to my body. My body is my guide. What do I want to do today? What do I feel to do today? But my number one thing is I move every day. And whether that is yoga or F45 or a walk or dance or a combination of those ones, it doesn't really matter, just as long as I'm moving my body. We are in a culture where we sit way too much. We need to be making our 10,000 steps. I don't every day, and I'm like, I just feel like, I sat behind my laptop.
Yeah.
You know, being a writer, I sit behind my laptop a lot, and having my own podcast and my blog. But that for me is like, I do walking meetings, so I catch up with people walking. I don't sit in a cafe and drink lattes and muffins. I go for walks with my friends.
Love that.
And if I know I've got like an hour-long meeting on the phone, I'll walk and do it. So just little things that you can start to do I love using my walks also to listen to podcasts. So I can get in a really good podcast on my walk, phone calls. My brother lives overseas, so I'll usually time it to do like a FaceTime with him whilst I'm walking. And then sometimes I just walk and be really mindful and present and don't do anything. Just observe. But if you do have meetings, get up, walk.
Great tip.
Get outside.
Yeah.
Do not sit still. You don't need to sit in a cafe and drink lattes and muffins that you don't even need and you don't even probably really want.
Yeah. So you speak to a lot of women, and you must hear from a lot of women, and you might even be listening to this going, yes, I know I should be doing that. That's exactly what I know I should. I know that's good for me, and yet I'm just not doing it. Why do you think women find particular exercise hard to do, or they don't do it, or it's hard to make this sustainable part
Two reasons. They've either got a really loud inner mean girl, or they haven't found something they love. So master your mean girl is the first step, and find things you love. I don't do anything I don't love. Like, my friends love Pilates. I've gone through stages where I've really enjoyed it, but right now I'm like, I just don't feel drawn to it right now. Kickboxing, boxing, no, not for me. Like punching, no, it's just, some people love that. It's just about finding something that really lights you up. My husband, I was just telling Lizzie before, my husband and I are learning ballroom and Latin dancing for the first time.
So good.
We're going into our 5th month, and we love it. It's something that, I don't work up a sweat at all, but it's coordination, it's movement, it's connection with my husband. It gets me out of my head, into my body. It's about letting go of control. Hello, recovering control freak. You got to let go of control, because in ballroom and Latin, the man has to lead. So you have to completely trust, let go of control. And there's so many times where I'm like, he's like, you're leading, and I'm like, and my teacher's like, stop leading, Melissa, stop leading, and I'm like, but I know what's coming next. And he's like, but you just got to let go of control and surrender and practice mindfulness and practice all the things that I talk about and teach. Actually put it into practice. And so find something that you love and do that. Find a few things that you love. But the most important thing is that you do it from a place of love, and you do it every day. If you have kids, get a ball and go outside. Go scootering, go hiking. We do hikes with Leo, we do hikes, just be active, stand up paddleboarding, so many things, surfing. Leo and Nick surf. I tried, it's very bad at it. Very bad. So there's so many things that people can do, and you've just got to make sure that it lights you up, and it's coming from that place of love. Like, I want to do this because I want to be fit and healthy and strong for my children and my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren. Like, that's a huge motivation for me. And even my parents, like, I talked to my mom, and she's got her first grandchild, and I think she's really feeling it. She's like that she has to run after. And she's got Leo, of course, but she didn't have Leo when he was a baby. So she's got my sister's baby, who's just turned 2, and so she's had to run after him. And I think she's really realized, oh crap, like, I need to do something. And it's great because it's forced her. She walks with him every day, so she is walking, which is good. But I'm like, Mom, what if my sister's having another baby? I'm like, in a few years, I might have kids. You gotta get onto it. And she's like, yeah, I know. Like, I think it's just kind of hitting her. And I was like, and then what about their children? And she's just like, oh yeah, okay. So, if you can't get motivated yourself, find some motivation. Pull it from somewhere. Do it for your body. Do it for your children. Ultimately do it for yourself first.
So you thinking to yourself, I should be exercising, I should be eating well. That mean girl, pipes up and gives you some reason, or puts you off for some reason, why you shouldn't be doing it, or you're not good enough for those things. I love those 3 steps you talked about. So it's that acceptance that is the thought, that is this mean girl, that's not you. And so, what is something that you would say to that mean girl in that situation?
I go, ha, that's so funny. I laugh at it. I'm like, that's so funny. Thank you, but I choose not to believe that. Because I know that's not my truth. That's literally, I have a conversation with her. I'm like, I laugh, and I'm like, that's so funny. And I might even turn to my husband and be like, my mean girl just told me that I can't do this, or that my book's gonna fail, or that no one's gonna buy it, or that we can't afford this, or that I should be stressing over this. And he's just like, that is so funny. And he'll like hit me. He's like, how funny is your mood girl? We just joke about it because you've got to bring lightness to it.
Yeah.
You've got to bring lightness and joy and just play and fun. So we'll just have a little laugh, and then I'm like, thank you, but I choose not to believe that. Because the ego's role is, it thinks its role is to protect you. You know, so it's like, don't take that risk, stay in your comfort zone, don't do that, don't do this. But that's not where you're going to grow, in that little comfort zone, that safety net. We grow by stepping out of our comfort zone and pushing ourselves. And the thing with exercise, let's just bring it back to exercise for a minute. You never regret a workout. This morning, it was 13 degrees. Now for this little Queensland Italian berry, Nick calls me a little brown berry, 13 degrees is like Antarctica. And this morning I was meant to go for an hour and a half walk by myself. And I love my walks, and I was like, oh, and I opened the door and I was like, oh nah, I won't go. And then I'm like, oh Melissa, you never regret it. And I was like, okay, I'll go to F45 instead. Went to F45, was like, don't know where I'm gonna pull this from. Literally had the best fun and walked out going, yes, high-fiving myself. You never regret a workout. You never regret moving your body. Nick always says to me, you never regret diving in the ocean.
Oh yes.
Ever.
I believe that so much.
Yeah. Even if it's freezing and we live on the beach, and I'll get down there and I'll put my toes in, and he's like, just get in. I'm like, oh, it's so cold, so cold. And he's like, you never regret it, babe. And I'm like, I know, you're right. And I dive in and I'm just like, oh, it's heaven.
Great equalizer.
It's it's so great. And that's the same with exercise. You never regret it. Moving your body from a place of love is not something you're like, oh, I really wish I didn't do that. I mean, unless you maybe hurt yourself and maybe you were not being mindful anyway. But most of the time, 99.9% of the time, you walk away and you're like, that was amazing, I feel good, because of the endorphins that are released. It's a stress buster. It releases endorphins in your body. You know, it boosts your metabolism. It balances your hormones.
Yeah.
You know, it balances all of your hormones. It's like, get moving. It's, you know, so important, as you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, well, I really hope this has inspired you to get moving, and to know that it's not always something that, oh, I always feel like doing it. Oh, it's freezing cold outside, can't wait to do it. And that's okay as well. It's all right just to have those moments of like, oh, this feels really hard, my mean girl's telling me this, it's too cold, but to go, you know what, I'm actually going to do this anyway because I want to do this for myself, my body. I know it's going to make a difference to the way that I feel.
Totally. Absolutely. You never regret it. Ever.
So it's these little things that we do in our day, little bits of exercise, bit of stretching, that these practices of mastering that mean girl, practices of self-love, the way you talk to yourself. And I know that you have another thing that you do as well, which is meditation. Which I imagine that there's a lot of people as well, you might be like this, they go, oh, meditation, yes, heard that's supposed to be really good, just doesn't happen for me, or that just sounds way too scary, woo-woo, I'm way too busy to meditate. So what is your practice?
So I practice twice a day, 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the afternoon, and I do a Vedic meditation, which is where I have studied it and got given my own mantra. And so basically I close my eyes and I breathe deeply and I repeat this mantra in my mind. But you can listen to guided meditations. I have loads of guided meditations on my website. I do a Monday motivation on my podcast, which has binaural beats and isochronic tones.
Which I love.
Yeah, so that's
you go off in this incredible trance.
Yeah,
that's great.
It's all binaural beats and beautiful music in the background, so you could listen to that. And you could use a breath meditation, so you're just focusing on your breath coming in through your nose and out through your nose. or you could use a mantra. There's so many different types of meditations. Like if you're brand new, I would try all of them and see what resonates with you, like what feels good in your body. But I would highly recommend at least 5 minutes first thing in the morning before you do anything else. Everyone has 5 minutes, and you can do it. Get up
or
5
2
minutes. Yeah, or 2. Get up 5 or 2 minutes earlier than you need to, and fit it into your schedule. I don't care how busy you let your mean girl tell you. We all have that time. Use that time instead of watching The Bachelor or scrolling Instagram or Facebook. Meditate instead, because it is so powerful. It's changed my life. Like I said, I used to deal with anxiety and panic attacks, and it has changed my life.
I see that in my husband as well. About 2 years ago, made a commitment, got the Headspace app, and every single day has done it, and just like a little bit every day without fail. And you kind of think, what's that little bit going to do every day, really? But the cumulative effect of practicing that, I can't believe the difference in him, and so many other people have said that. So wake up in the morning. We've got a few minutes. Normally in these episodes of 2 Minute Move TV, we do a 2-minute move. But I thought maybe that you might be able to take us through a meditation and how to do it. Because I think once you're doing it, you're like, yes, this is easy, I can totally do it. But the idea of it sometimes can be a bit, I had no idea where to start with this meditation thing.
All right, well, let's do it.
Okay.
So all you have to do is get comfy. You can cross your legs. You can do this anywhere, in a car, on an aeroplane. You don't even have to cross your legs.
Okay.
You can just put them down. Anywhere you can do it. But it's really important you have your lower back supported.
Okay.
So you don't want to be sitting just on the floor, because you want your body to be able to let go.
Right.
And if you're holding yourself up, you're thinking about that. So you can just lean against a wall, but you don't want to be leaning back because you'll fall asleep.
Yeah. And
you don't want to be laying down because that's called sleeping, not meditating.
Yeah, right.
And that's cool too, but it defeats the purpose of this. And you can just place your hands like this. You can place like whatever. There's no rules. Like as long as you are comfortable. That's all that matters.
How do you like to place your hands?
I just place them open in my palm, like in my lap, like this. And I close my eyes. So do you want to do it together?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Do it.
So if everyone just closes their eyes, and together let's take in a really deep, juicy breath in through our nose and out through your nose. Again, in through your nose and out through your nose. It's really important that you keep breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. And try and elongate your breaths and aim to breathe deep into your belly. So we want to expand your belly and not breathe into your chest. So breathe deeply into your belly. Continue these really long, deep in and exhalations. And just focus all of your attention on your breath. Pop your inner mean girl on mute. And if your mind wanders off, that's okay. Just bring your attention back to your breath. And if your mind wanders off again, just come back to your breath. It's okay to observe the outside noises, but let them go and come back. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale you can sigh it out. Inhale again. And sigh it out, letting go of anything that you're holding on to. Inhale again, and sighing it out. And you can just place your right hand on your heart and your left hand on your belly. And I always like to give myself some love in this position with my heart. Some love, connect my heart and my intuition. And I like to smile to myself because smiling changes the biochemistry in your body. It sends a signal to your brain that you are safe and that you don't need to be releasing cortisol and in fight or flight. Just give yourself some love for taking this time for yourself. And take in another deep breath. And exhale. And when you're ready, you can gently crack open your eyes.
What a difference if you did that every single morning. This vision of when you said mute the mean girl, it's like got out the remote control and said
Totally.
just that breathing is like your body is sending this message to your body and your mind, your soul, saying everything's gonna be okay.
Absolutely. And you all just meditated.
Yay! Wow, we just meditated with Melissa Ambrosini. Now that is a big gift that you have given to us, and one of the many, many gifts that you have given to all of us through these incredible books. This is the new one. We didn't even get on to talk. I mean, there's so much we could have talked about.
I know.
But this is what an amazing topic to cover. And where can everyone get Open Wide?
You can get it at melissaambrosini.com/open wide. Mastering Your Mean Girl is the same. It's in all bookshops.
Yep. It's still in there.
It's selling,
amazing.
Yeah, it's doing really well. And come over to my website, check out my podcast, subscribe to my podcast. It's called The Melissa Ambrosini Show. I launch 2 episodes a week on a Monday and a Thursday. And come introduce yourself to me on Instagram. Tell me that you saw this. And I would love to meet you. I love connecting with like-minded, beautiful women. So please reach out.
Thank you so much. I'll put all those links in the comments and everything that we need to know there. We'll be there. How to connect with this beautiful woman. It's been such a pleasure speaking to you. You are such an inspiration, and I absolutely love that the way that you speak and give your message is really something that you can tangibly make part of your life. You know what I mean? It's like, here's something, here's the tools, here's the practices. You've got to do the work, do it every single day, and like you have seen in your own life, it makes this really big difference.
Totally.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you. We'll see you for another episode of 2 Minute Moves TV very, very soon. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.